Hey everybody, it's Luke over at Galaxy Tech Review, and today we've got a review of a product from Leapal. This is their 15.6-inch 1080p IPS portable display that has mini HDMI and USB Type-C. You can pick it up on Amazon at the time of this review at the regular price, which is $169, but with Cyber Monday and all of the holiday sales, it's been as low as $109.99. I'll have those links in the description below. Let's dig into this, and I'll be right back. Let's look at some of the specifications on this. It is a 15.6-inch IPS 1080p display with Type-C connectivity. It also has HDMI mini to HDMI. It's going to weigh 770 grams. Again, it's an IPS panel. Dimensions are 368 by 225 by 8.8 millimeters. It does an aspect ratio of 16.9. Color temperature is 68K, but you can adjust that in the settings. 1000:1 contrast ratio and an average of 300 nits. And it does have two 1-watt speakers built into the sides, so you do get speakers on this as well. So let's take a look at everything that does come in the box with this, other than the monitor itself, of course. You're going to have a mini HDMI connect to regular HDMI connect, and they provide a nice long cable for that. They also provide a USB Type-C to USB Type-C cable, because obviously you can hook up USB Type-C enabled devices to this, and they give you the cable for that as well. So they do give you both connection cables, which is very nice. Now they do give you a 5-watt AC to USB power adapter. This will be needed for anything other than a mobile device. The mobile device will power the display itself, but when you get into the arena of a laptop or a PS4, an Xbox One, something like that, you're going to need to power this via a USB connect at 5 volts. Now you can use a power bank. You don't have to use a wall charger. As long as it's pushing out 5 volts, you should be good to go. So if you really want it truly portable, you can bring a power bank. Now they give you a screen protector, which is insanely huge because it's a 15.6-inch monitor, so you can use that if you want, and some alcohol wipes and a few other accessories to install that screen protector. They give you a user guide here for the monitor. It's written in English. It's well laid out, and it does not have any problems as far as the print being too small or hard to read. So they did a really good job on this particular user guide, and you may want to refer to it depending on what you're going to be hooking up to this. Now let's take a quick look at the monitor itself here. It's got a matte finish, 15.6-inch display at 1080p HD IPS. They also include a case/stand that is magnetic on the edges, so it will attach itself to the back of the device, which is aluminum, which we'll show you in just a moment. So once you have it in the case/stand, you can see that it's got more of an upright position here, and then it's got another notch that you can either fold over, or you can use that to kind of adjust your angle to whatever looks better to you in whatever position you're going to have it. And you can see that the top flap is just magnetic to the back of the unit itself. On the right-hand side of the display itself, you're going to see 3 buttons here, and you have your power button. You've got a jog wheel in the middle that will allow you to adjust your volume and go through your settings as well, and you can actually push that in to make your selection. And then you have your USB Type-C 5-volt power input that, again, you're going to need on most devices except for mobile devices, which I'll show you. On the left side, we're going to have that mini HDMI. We're going to have another input there for USB Type-C. So again, you can hook up those Type-C devices, which is really, really nice to have. And of course, if you don't like the little speakers, and you can see one of the speaker grills there, there's one on either side. They're only 1-watt speakers, so they're not super powerful. You have a 3.5 millimeter audio output jack for headphones. Hooking this up to a USB Type-C device such as my Galaxy Note 10 Plus is super simple. USB Type-C out of the phone and USB Type-C into the left hand of the monitor, and the phone actually powers the monitor. Now the caveat is that if you go over 60% brightness, it's too much draw of power from the phone, so it will kind of shut down. Other than that, it will power it without having to have that right-handed 5-volt power adapter in there. So some devices will do that. Now, if you're going to do a PlayStation 4, an Xbox One, a PC, or a laptop, you're going to have that extra adapter plugged in for the power. But for mobile devices, it's really on the go. Just take the monitor itself and a USB Type-C cable, and you're ready to rock. As you can see, I can go through and I can set several different things. I've got my brightness at 62 and it's still going strong. It's a very nice display with really good colors. So far, I'm pretty impressed. Let's take a look at some of the things that we can do here in our settings. We've got DCR and aspect here in the image section, and you can set those as you need them. Your color temperature can either be a cool preset, a warm preset, or user. In your OSD settings, you have languages, OSD timer, how long it stays on the screen when you're not using it, and of course transparency, which is kind of a cool thing. I like the transparency. You can set it even up to 100% if you need to see what's going on the screen behind while you're using it. Now in volume or audio, which will be our next one, you can either reset the whole thing, you can mute your audio, or you can do your volume from 10 to 100%, and it's not terribly loud. There are two 1-watt speakers, but luckily you do have that 3.5 millimeter output where you can do it an external speaker, which is pretty cool too. So if you have this fully set up on anything like a PS4 or an Xbox One, a PC, a laptop, you're going to have that right power cable hooked in like I do right now. And right now, and this even turns true for DeX through my phone. DeX mode will not work without that extra power adapter. Again, if you want this to truly be mobile, you can use something like a 5-volt, power brick or battery. Portable battery will work fine for this, but again, DeX is something that takes up a little bit more than just screen mirroring, so you need that extra 5-volt like you would with pretty much everything else that you're going to use. So if you want this to truly be portable, then I would suggest picking up a pretty large power bank, and you can use that to power the whole display without doing too much else. Now Samsung DeX is great. If you've never used it before, I'm just using this as an example instead of trying to reroute and lug a PS4 and Xbox One over here to do this, but this is what you're going to get. You've seen the color accuracy, you've seen everything else, and it'll work just fine in 1080p at 60 Hz for your gaming console or your secondary laptop screen. Now, where does this actually fit in the space of or the realm of usability for why would you pay for something like this? Now, say you're streaming and you only have one PC and you want to get a second monitor. This would be a perfect example of that. You could put your chat on this side. You could put a couple other windows on this side while you're playing a full screen game, and it would work very, very well. If you want more productivity on your laptop and you need a secondary screen, or your PC and you need a secondary screen, this will also do a very good job. It is 15.6 inches, which is big enough to do some extra work on, and it will, again, take up a lot less space than another full computer or maybe even a full monitor setup. So that's where this kind of niche product would fit in, and I think there's a lot of really good applications that you can use this for. This was Luke from Galaxy Tech Review, and that's my review of the Leapal Type-C Full HD IPS portable display. Again, you can pick it up on Amazon. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so, because that always helps me out. And I'll check you guys out on the next video.